The guy even called me a flake. And back in those days, I'm broke, I'm pitiful, there's nothing I can do about it. But I never forgot how the guy treated me. And when I met Mr. Shove and I got my life straightened out and the money started to flow, that was one of my first projects, budget finance. I poured it on day and night.
What's up, puppy?
I finally put all the money together I owed him, which was considerable. I picked a day for the payoff. And when the payoff day came, I put the money in small bills in a big briefcase. And I walked into the budget finance office on Wilshire Boulevard in Los Angeles. The guy who harassed me so often, his desk was about 3 back. I walked right up to his desk, startled him. You wonder what I was doing there? It was the first time I'd been there since I'd borrowed the money, right? Without saying a word, I opened up this briefcase, dumped this pile of money all over his desk. I said, count it. It's all there. I will never be back. And I turned around and stormed out. Now, that might not be noble, but if you haven't tried it, you've got to one time. It can be the day that turns your life around. All you need is a reason that turns you on. One of my dear friends, Robert Depew, Bobby used to be a school teacher in Lindsay, olive capital of the world. Bobby taught school several years, got a little weary teaching school. One day decided he wanted to get into sales. So without telling anybody, he just up and quit his job teaching school and jumped into sales. When he did, his brother made fun of him, laughed at him, put him down, said Robert's lost his mind. Had a good job teaching school. Now he thinks he's a salesman. He's going to go down the drain, lose everything. Just put him down something fierce. Bobby said, the way my brother acted when I got into sales, he said, that made me so mad. I decided to get rich. And my question for you tonight is it possible to get that mad? Of course. Wealth is not a matter of intelligence. It's a matter of inspiration. Today, Robert happens to be one of my millionaire friends. Bobby's rich. Frank Sinatra said one time, the best revenge is massive success. Hey, get you a long enough list of reasons so that after tonight you never lack for inspiration. You might not have all the answers right away, but you can get the answers if you can get the reasons. Now, let me give you a little simple formula for goal setting, okay? We take 2.5 hours on the weekend for the whole 10-year plan. We don't have time for that tonight, but let me get you started with a little simple formula Mr. Schoaf gave me, and maybe this will be helpful. First of all, I've divided goals into 2 parts. First is long range. Long range goals. That's your dreams. Your dreams for the next 3, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 years. Actually, the rest of your life. Your dreams. You've got to keep dreaming. Ronald Reagan, president, said to the joint session of Congress a few weeks ago, the republic is a dream. And if we don't keep dreaming, we will lose the republic. Your better future is a dream for yourself and for your family. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? What do you want to be? What do you want to see? You've got to dream dreams. There's a Bible phrase that says, without dreams and visions, people perish. You've got to have something to go for that inspires the heart and the soul. Dreams. From the children of Sanchez, it says, take the crumbs from starving soldiers, they won't die. Take the bread from hungry children, they won't cry. But without dreams, we all will die. You've got to dream. Don't lose your dreams for yourself, for your future, for your family. The dreams of love and enterprise and travel and doing things, becoming something unique on your journey here. Don't lose your dreams. Do some dreaming. That's long-range goals. You got to have those. So that's number one. Here's the second part of goals, short range. Short range goals. That's your goals for tomorrow, this week, this month, this year, the immediate future. We call these confidence builders. Because if you set up something short range, go for it, get it, latch onto it, work hard, accomplish it. That starts building your strong feelings to go for your dreams. Now, I've divided goals into three categories. Here they are. Number one is economic. That's your goals for money, income, business, profits, production. Economics. Make sure you've got economics well planned. Economics plays a major role in everybody's life. Economics is major, which means it ought to be meticulously well planned for tomorrow, this week, this month, this year, long range. What if you asked somebody tomorrow if you could see their meticulously well-planned list of economic goals? What would they probably say? They say, you some kind of a nut? You must be weird. Hey, I found out what success is. Success is doing what the failures won't do. Make sure you've got your economics well planned. It'll put you in the top 5%. One of the key little subjects we talk about on the weekend is the 7 fundamentals for wealth and happiness. And that's one of them, well-planned economics. It's a fundamental if you want to do well. Join the top 5%. Anybody in this room can join the top 5%, if you will. Okay. Now here's the second category of goals, things. Make a list of the things you want. And on my list of things, now I put everything. Little things as well as major things. Doesn't matter how small it is, it goes on my list. I used to just put major things, cars, homes. I don't do that anymore. I now load my list with everything. Everything. And the reason is, part of the fun of having a list is checking it off. That's it. Boy, at the end of the day, if you can go, got it, got it, got it, got it, got it, got it, whatever it is, right? You get into the habit. So load up your list, the things you want. Now, when you check off something major, celebrate. That's an important point to make. Celebrate your achievements. Live it up. Have a party when you reach something you've worked for a while. See, we all grow from 2 experiences. One is called the pain of losing. The other one is called the joy of winning. We need both of them. Amplify them as much as you can, which also means make losing painful. If you set up something, fooled around, didn't get it, put it on yourself. On the other side, if you did get it, congratulate yourself. Self-congratulations is a sign of maturity. Seeking congratulations is a sign of immaturity. But hey, winning and losing, see, that's what it's all about. That's the name of the game. Now, some people lead such mediocre lives, at the end of the day, they don't know whether they're winning or losing. They got no clue. Guy's just going through the day with his fingers crossed. There's a better way. Okay, here's the third category of goals, personal development. Put those goals together. Personal development goals. That's your goals to be stronger, more decisive, be a speaker, be a leader, learn a language, all kinds of skills. Okay. The whole weekend seminar was designed to improve all your skills so that you walk away more skillful. And that's what you want, the personal development skills. That's what attracts, that's what brings good things to your life, the person you become more skillful. Now, this is quite a package to work on. Economics, things, personal development. For tomorrow, this week, this month, this year, long range. Okay, that'll get you started. Now, here's the simple formula for setting goals. It goes like this. A, Work on your goals. That's step one. Work on them. And I put the word work there deliberately. Setting goals is plain hard work. I don't want to kid you. We haven't come here tonight to kid each other. It's work. I know it's work. That's why a lot of people just let it slide. It's work. Many people work hard on their job, but they don't work hard on their future. They just let that slide. And the work involved is making plans. I know most people don't. I understand that. But don't let that be you. Guy says, well, yeah, you work where I work. By the time you struggle home, it's late. You got to eat a bite of supper, watch a little TV, get to bed. You can't sit up half the night. Plan. And the guys behind. Good worker, hard worker, sincere. But you got to be better than sincere, working hard. You got to be better than a good worker. You got to be a good planner. Somebody once wisely said, the people who fail to plan are planning to fail. Well said. So work on your goals. Here's step two. Write your goals down. That's so important. I teach my staff around the world, put your goals in your journal. Because one of the major people you want to study is yourself. So here's the list of goals I put together 3 weeks ago.
All right, guys, we're going to start in 60 seconds. 60 seconds. Just giving everybody a last chance to hop in. Grab those pens, grab those papers, and in 60 seconds, guys, we will be getting our call started, fam. So spread that word, and in 60 seconds, we start.
Here's the list of goals I put together 2 years ago. Here's some of the changes I made, rearrangement of my priorities. I scratched these off. I put these on. I've gotten these. Study your accomplishments. Study what your desires are. Put them on paper. Write them down. Here's another reason for writing your goals down. It shows you're serious about doing better. And to do better, you got to get serious. You don't have to be grim, but you must be serious. Everybody hopes things will get better. Everybody hopes. Poor people hope. That ought to tell you something. It means the future does not get better. Hope. It gets better by plan. I used to have the affliction called passive hope. It's an affliction. It's bad. Probably what's even worse than that is happy hope. Now that is really bad. That's bad. Happy hope. The guy's 50 and he's broke and he's still smiling. See, that's not good. So get serious about your goals. Put them on paper. Write them down. There's all kinds. His goals, her goals, their goals. Business goals, financial independence goals, family goals. I mean, there's so many things to work on this that if you don't get busy and work on it, sure enough, the time will pass. And sure enough, 5 years from now, you'll wind up where you don't want to be, wearing what you don't want to wear, driving what you don't want to drive, being what you don't want to be. Now's the time to fix it. Now, here's the third step to your goals. Check the size of your goals and the kinds of goals. How big they are, what kind they are, affects you. And here's one of the important phrases of the evening. Your goals are affecting you, whatever they are. Your goals affect your handshake. Your goals affect your attitude, personality. Your goals affect the way you walk,
All right, here we go, fam. Grand Rising. Happy Tuesday. Super blessed and super grateful to be on this call with each and every single one of you guys. I hope everybody is having a blessed morning. I know I am, and I'm excited to be on this call. Hope all of you guys are really, really, striving and not just surviving, and just making sure that you are tapping in every single day with yourselves. Big happy smiles. I see them in the chat. Oh, you already know the big happy smiles, because life is amazing, life is great, and it's getting better each and every single day. We expect miracles and we get miracles. Today is Christmas. Everything always works in our favor. And I am just so happy, so grateful to be on this call with each and every single one of you. Yes, it's getting better. It's getting better. Life is good, and it's looking like life is getting better for a lot of us. Hope you guys are applying the information. Did you guys apply the information when it comes to before you go to bed? Put a one in the chat box if you applied. Staying in the feeling of the wish fulfilled before you went to bed last night. Who remembered last night before you went to bed? Right? Who remembered to do their staying in the feeling of the wish fulfilled right before you went to bed? Visualizing yourself. How did you feel this morning? How was that? What was that feeling like? I think that that's very important that you guys break down. Let me set this up right here so we can get this ready for IG as well. But I hope that everybody's really tapping in. Don't forget that, guys. These are small little things that we can all do that can really help us a lot. And I want to make sure that we are all applying the information. Today we got chapter 3 of the book, which literally just talks about the power of prayer, which is super powerful. And I think that you guys are going to be able to get a lot of value from that as well. So I'm happy for the individuals who are starting to do a night routine. I know that speak highly about I know I speak extremely highly about a morning routine, but I want you guys to know that, a night routine is just as powerful. A night routine is just as powerful because what you do before you go to sleep, plays a huge part in what goes into your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind never sleeps. It's actually up those 8 hours that we sleep. It's actually up. It's actually functioning. It's actually working. So you want to make sure that you're feeding your mind very important information, because what you feed your mind before you go to bed is also going to determine in the mood and in the feelings that you wake up in, which allows you to have a successful morning routine, which I think is important. So make sure that you guys are doing that. But before we get into the call, as you guys know, let's spread some gratitude. What is one thing that you guys are grateful for, right? What is one thing that you guys are grateful for? Type it in the chat box and we are going to get right into it. All right. Here we go. So I'm grateful for God. I am grateful for my family, my health. I'm grateful for my mom, my dad, my little brother, my goddaughter, Dariana. I'm extremely grateful for my team, the leaders within my organization, Leadership Dynasty 3.0. I'm grateful for my brother G and Nana allowing me to stay here with them for a few days in Miami. Extremely grateful. I'm grateful for the books that I'm reading. I'm grateful for Katie and everything that she does for me on a day-to-day basis. I'm grateful for the roof over my head, the food we get to eat on a day-to-day basis. Extremely grateful for the connections that we've made, the networks, the mentors that we have. Huge shout out to my brother Matt and Janelli's about to have a baby. Extremely grateful for them. Grateful for my mentors, Jay Brown, Alex Morton, Matt Gribby, all the great mentors that I've had in my life. Extremely grateful for them as well. And I'm just extremely, looking forward to this call, everything that we have here today. And as you guys know, we've been going over this book for the last few days. The Feeling is a Secret. Extremely grateful for awareness, facts. We've been going over this book the last few days. The first chapter was about the law and its operation. The second chapter was all about sleep. So for the last 2 or 3 days, we were covering the topic of sleep. But today's topic is about prayer. And it's so dope that they have a chapter dedicated to prayer in this book, The Feeling is a Secret, because it shows us how important it is for us to, practice prayer and what that could do for you guys. And as I go through this, I want you guys to have an idea of, some of the things that have changed for me once I started praying and once I started to, really, really tap in with God and the word, and just the reflection of it has been incredible, fam. So today we're going to be talking about the power of prayer. It's chapter 3 on the book. It's page 25. And I'm gonna get right into it. Have your pens and papers ready. Have a highlighter ready if you have the book. If you don't have the book, we actually have a PDF copy in my Telegram chat, so you can go do that. We only have 2 more days of this book, so we'll probably, just do the topic of prayer today. Um, Topic of prayer today. I think we could cover the topic of prayer today, and then we'll finish up the topic of spirit feeling tomorrow, which I'm very excited for us to read. So I know we'll finish prayer today, and I'm excited for it. All right, fam. So since we're starting up chapter 3, put a 3 in the chat box if you guys are ready to hear this. If you guys are ready for this. Okay, let's see. Okay, dope. If you don't have the Telegram link, I'm actually gonna drop it real quick for you guys right here in the chat so you guys can join it. Here you go. Feel more than free to join this chat right here. Okay, and if you scroll up, you should be able to see the PDF version of the book right there in that Telegram chat. All right, so let's get this started. Chapter 3. If you're gonna take notes, take notes. If you're gonna have the book, follow along with me. But let's get this rocking. All right, so chapter 3, prayer. Okay, prayer, like sleep, is also an entrance into the subconscious. When you pray, enter into your closet, and when you have shut your door, pray to your Father which is in secret, and your Father which is in secret shall reward you openly. Okay, I think that's a pretty dope quote right there. The way they quote, the way they put quotations around it. Listen to what he said again. Right, he says, when you pray, enter into your closet, and when you have shut your door, pray to your Father which is in secret, and your Father which is in secret shall reward you openly. So all he's basically explaining is that behind closed doors, when nobody's watching, that's when you want to praise God. That's when you want to be grateful. Okay, when you wake up, right before you go to sleep, right? These are things that, we have to be very aware of. All right, guys. And I know that a lot of us, believe in different things, but there is a higher power here, and I want you guys to listen to this information extremely open, because this is information that once I applied it and once it started to make sense, it'll make a big difference. So keep listening up. So prayer is an illusion of sleep which diminishes the impression of the outer world and renders the mind more receptive to suggestion from within. The mind in prayer is in a state of relaxation and receptivity, akin to the feeling attained just before dropping off to sleep. So, prayer is something very important that we must all get in the habit of doing, especially if we haven't started to do it. Because, like he said, prayer is an illusion of sleep, which diminishes the impression of the outer world. All right. And because that, the mind is more receptive to the suggestions within, right? Have you guys ever prayed, right? And you ever felt that feeling within while you're praying? Like you almost feel like there's something, vibrating in your body. Put a 1 in the chat box if you ever had one of those. Even on Mornings with Nano, we've had those powerful prayers where we feel the strong force within, right? Where you're praying or you just finished praying and it's like, yeah, like his presence is there, right? That is very powerful right there, because that shows you that a lot of our power comes from within. Okay, the spirit takes over, and it's so powerful when that happens. And this is something that we got to take extremely serious about this chapter, because he's going to get deep into it, and I hope you guys are paying attention. Okay, so He says, prayer is not so much what you ask for as you prepare for its reception. Whatsoever things ye desire, when ye pray, believe that you have received them, and ye shall have them. The only condition required is that you believe that your prayers are already realized. Okay, this is important. Listen to it one more time. Okay, that's a very, very important prayer and a very important paragraph, right? I would highlight that if I were you. Prayer is not so much what you ask for. Okay, I know we're always in the habit of, praying to God, and all we want to do is ask for forgiveness, ask for more help, ask for this, ask. Okay, a lot of prayer, and I remember when I first started to pray, that's what my prayers were like. When I didn't know anything about praying, right, I would just pray to ask, right? But if you listen to what he says. He says, prayer is not so much what you ask for as you prepare for its reception. Listen to this. He says, whatsoever ye desires, when ye pray, believe that you have received them, and ye shall have them. The only condition required is that you believe that your prayers are already realized. So when you pray, whatever you ask for in prayer, or whatever it is that you pray for, you have to have belief that it is already yours. It is already realized. Okay, that's the key in prayer, is believing that it's going to be yours. That's why you hear the quote all the time. The easiest thing you do is make six figures. The hardest thing you do is believe that you can do it. That's where that quote comes from, right? Because you can, if you think about it, the acts and the receiving is the easiest side of it, right? The easiest thing I did was make six figures. The hardest thing I did was believe I can do it. Okay. Believe it or not, guys, let me tell you guys something here right now. The reason why some of you have not reached the levels that you've wanted to reach is because you don't believe it 100% yet. And that is the absolute truth. And that includes myself. We are always working on our beliefs, right? I gotta get in a certain level of belief so I could believe I can make $100,000 a month. That includes myself. Okay. So there's certain levels that you got to reach to before you can attract those levels of vibrations into your mind, right? Some of you, if you believed you can make $10,000 a month, you would already have $10,000 a month coming into your life. Doesn't matter how it came in. You just don't believe it yet. Okay. The reason I make the money that I make and I have the success that I have and the mentors that I have and travel to the places that I've traveled to is because I believed I was going to get those things after continuous prayer, after prayer, after night routine, after morning routine. It's been more and more and more because I do it all the time. That's what I want you guys to understand. When you see somebody get something, don't look at what they got. Look at how many times they had to pray for that. Look at how many times they had to do a morning routine for that. Look at how many times they had to show up and speak it and talk about it. That's how this works. That's how it works. You got to speak it. You got to believe it over and over and over again. But let's continue because it gets deeper, right? Your prayer must be answered if you assume the feeling that would be yours were you already in possession of that objective. Listen to that again. Your prayer must be answered if you are assuming the feeling that would be yours were you already in possession of your objective. The moment you accept the wish as an accomplished fact, the subconscious finds means for its realization. To pray successfully, then, you must yield to the wish, that is, feel the wish fulfilled. So sometimes what tends to happen is we pray, and our wishes don't get answered. But the reason our wishes and the things that we are asking for don't get answered is because we're not in the feeling. You can't ask for success, but you're feeling like a failure. Okay? You can't ask for a happy life, but you're living in a sad moment. Okay? You have to be in that feeling of that wish. Okay? That's how you receive that. A lot of people ask for success. A lot of people ask to get themselves out of that situation. But think about it. You're allowing the situation to control the way that you feel. So you're not going to be able to get what you ask for. It's impossible. Think about it. Think about somebody that's asking for a better financial life, right? They're asking for a better financial life in prayer every morning. But right after prayer, they spend the rest of their life in stress, in overwhelmness, in overthinking the fact that they don't have it. So in prayer, they're asking for a better financial life. But after prayer, okay, they're dwelling, they're stressed, they're overwhelmed. It doesn't align. It'll never work. That's what he's saying right here. Your prayer must be answered if you assume the feeling that would be yours if you were already in possession of your objective. So if you're going to pray for a better financial life, if you're going to pray for a bigger business, if you're going to pray for more money, more success, a better family, a better girlfriend, a better boyfriend, if you're going to pray for these things, you have to be in the feeling of those things. Because that's why they say this right here. The feeling is the secret. The feeling is the secret. The feeling is what opens every door. You got to pay attention to the feeling always. Okay, let's continue here. The perfectly disciplined man is always in tune with the wish as an accomplished fact. He knows that consciousness is the one and only reality. That ideas and feelings are facts of consciousness and are as real as objects in space. Therefore, he never entertains a feeling which does not contribute to his happiness for feelings that are causes of the actions and circumstances of his life. This is so important. I'm gonna reread that paragraph right there. The perfectly disciplined man or woman, listen to this. The perfectly disciplined man or woman is always in tune with the wish as an accomplished fact. This is us right here. Listen. He or she knows that consciousness is the one and only reality, that ideas and feelings are facts of consciousness and are as real as objects in space. Therefore, he or she never entertains a feeling which does not contribute to his or hers happiness for feelings are the causes of the actions and circumstances of his life. So we have to be so disciplined, okay, that we are always in tune with the feeling of the wish fulfilled. We got to live in that. Listen to what he said, the perfectly disciplined man or woman. We have to always be in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. It's already ours. We have to speak it. We have to believe it. We have to see it. We have to take the time every morning to do this. This is why I say the morning routine is the key. Because the morning routine is where you get to where you get to copy this, where you get to, practice this. Why you think I tell people the morning routine is the key that opens all doors? Because the morning routine is where I practice this. Taking an hour, taking 2 hours every morning to focus on yourself, to focus on the feelings, it's game changing. And then you do it, and then you take 20 to 30 minutes before you go to bed to do it again. Guys, you have no idea the amount of success that you are going to create for yourself this summer if you just apply these simple principles that I'm speaking on this call. The book costs $6 on Amazon, and it doesn't cost nothing to wake up, and it doesn't cost nothing to practice a night routine. Everything that you want is already yours. You don't need money. You don't need all these things that you think you need. All you need is this right here that I'm explaining to you. You learn to master what I'm speaking to you guys about right now, and it'll happen for you. You're getting basically $1 million play for free. Listen, you are getting $1 million play, $1 million plan, $1 million information for free. For free. But you have to apply it. And you have to apply it like a child. Right? What do I mean? What do you mean, Nano? Apply it like a child. You have to have childlike curiosity. Nano said, buy this book, apply this for 90 days, morning and night. Okay, whatever he says, let's do it. That's how you have to be. He said, every day I got to apply it, every morning, every night before I go to bed. I got to live in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. I'm already rich. I'm already wealthy. I'm already successful. I'm already that successful leader. It's already done for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, God. Yes, every day from this point moving forward, I live in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. And guess what, guys? That childlike curiosity will change your life, because that's what I did. I said, look, when I read this information and when I first learned it, I'm like, bro, this information sounds incredible, right? It was like, for me, listening. Remember, I'm from Washington Heights, New York City. Okay, I'm from the hood. All right. Mind you, I never read books. I wasn't much of a reader. This was like one of the first books I got introduced to once I started reading. And for me to hear this information, I was like, I didn't really know if it was something that was gonna work. But I said, you know what? Let me just apply it all summer. I'm just gonna apply this all summer. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, on to the next one. That's what I said. I said I got to give myself at least 90 days to see if this actually works. And in 90 days, my life changed. Those 90 days that I did that, they changed my life. I swear, guys, I will never lie to you. I have proof of it. I can, if one day when we do the call on Zoom, remind me to show you guys the summer of 2019, because I have all the archives of all my stories in my Instagram, and I could show you every day me reading this book, The Power of Awareness, me practicing the feeling, the alarms on my phone, everything. So it all changed. Okay, but listen to this. On the other hand, the undisciplined man or woman finds it difficult to believe that which is denied by the senses, and usually accepts or rejects solely on appearances of the senses. That's the mistake right there. Because of this tendency to rely on the evidence of the senses, it is necessary to shut them out before starting to pray, before attempting to feel that which they deny. So the undisciplined person, right, they accept what they see, feel, touch, hear, or taste, right? They allow the senses. Remember, guys, what you see is not always what it appears. Okay. Like I tell you guys all the time, just because I used to look at my bank account and there were days that my bank account was negative $70 because they had charged me 2 overdrafted fees. I think they were like $35. They were like $35 for the overdraft fees. I remember my account negative $70 in overdraft fees. Okay. Broke, no money, waiting for my check on Friday to come in so I could be able to pay off $70 that I was in negative, okay, to then whatever I was paid off to be the difference maker for me. You know, but guess what? I mentioned that for a reason. I remember looking at my bank account. Think about that. When you look at something like that, that kind of frustrates you. Like, it really frustrates you. Like, if you really sit down and think about it, the banks is really a scam too. I don't know if you guys know that, but banks are scams for sure as well. How you take money for people for not having money? You ever thought about that? They take money from people for not having money. How does that make sense? Right? So what I would do is I would be like, okay, I guess I am overdrafted, right? But I need to find a way to turn this into a positive. So I will look at that money and I would be excited. I would be like, wow, I have hundreds and thousands of money in this bank account. Like, I wasn't mad about it. I started to be happy about the fact that instead of me looking at my bank account overdrafted, I'm like, I have more than enough money in this bank. I'm happy. I'm good. I'm chilling. Life is amazing. I had to trick my mind to believe otherwise. And that's what he's saying here. He says, on the other hand, okay, the undisciplined man finds it difficult to believe that which is denied by the senses and usually accepts or rejects solely on appearances of the senses. Just because I used to hear people talk about their lack of finances, living check to check, didn't mean I had to accept it. Just because I used to see my bank account, used to see poverty, used to see all of these things, didn't mean I had to accept it. Didn't mean I had to accept it. Right? You guys have to be very aware of the senses, right? There's a quote by Bob Proctor. He says, absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. You got to catch that one though. You got to repeat that one a few times. Absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence, right? Listen to it again. Absence of evidence. Just because you can't see it, doesn't mean that it's not there. Just because you can't see it, doesn't mean that it's not there. It's there. Trust me, it's there. All right. He says right here, whenever you are in a state of mind, I should like to, but I cannot. The harder you try, the less you are able to yield to the wish. You never attract that which you want, but you always attract that which you are conscious of being. So you never attract what you want, you attract that which you are conscious of being. Conscious of being what you are, what you are, what you become. Right? Jim Rohn says it's not about what you get, it's about what you become. Neville Goddard just said it as well. You never attract that which you want, but you always attract that which you are conscious being. Remember, your conscious is your only reality. What you speak, what you tell yourself, all of these things is the key to everything. I promise you that. This is a lot of your chances to take yourselves to the next level. Whatever is going on in your current situation right now, whether good, bad, you can change it by your perception of it. Just change it. And I know it sounds, and I know it's difficult for you to be like, Nano, but how do I change this situation if it's so hard to ignore? Just trust me on it. I know it's hard to ignore a financial issue. I know it's hard to ignore, certain things that happen in your life and you're like, I need to figure it out. You will figure it out. But what I want you to focus on is seeing things from a different lens, seeing things from a different perspective, telling yourself a different story, putting yourself in that situation, and watch, things will change. This book has been telling us everything, right? whatever you see on the outside of your life is a reflection of what you've been impressing into your mind. Whether it's whether it's what you speak to other people, whether it's what you think about when no one is watching you, whether it's what you say, all of these things, they are being impressed into your consciousness. They go into your subconscious, and that's what is being expressed. All the situations, all the circumstances happening on your life are all expressions of what you are impressing. So you got to be very conscious of it on a day-to-day basis. Okay, now listen to this. Prayer is the art of assuming the feeling of being and having that which you want. When the senses confirm the absence of your wish, all conscious effort to counteract this suggestion is futile and tends to intensify the suggestion. Prayer is the art of yielding to the wish and not the forcing of the wish. Whenever your feeling is in conflict with your wish, feeling will be the victor. The dominant feeling invariably expresses itself. Prayer must be without effort, in attempting to fix an attitude of mind which is denied by the senses. Effort is fatal. So this is important that we all understand. That's what he's saying here. He said, when you are in prayer, that is the art of assuming the feeling of being and having that which you want. Okay. Now, he said something very important right there, right after that sentence. He says, when the senses confirm the absence of your wish, all conscious effort to counteract this suggestion is futile. What does that mean? Let's look that up so we could get a better understanding of it. It's futile, which means incapable of producing any useful result. So all conscious effort to counteract this suggestion is futile, which means incapable of producing. Okay, so all tends to intensify the suggestion. Okay, so what happens is, for example, right? I look at my bank account, I see it overdrafted. I'm in the suggestion of the feeling of the wish fulfilled. My bank account has hundreds and thousands of dollars in it. I'm happy, I'm successful, I'm there. But the thing is that my senses are gonna look at my bank account, they're gonna be like, Nano, but this is overdrafted, my bro. What you mean you rich, you wealthy, you on and so forth and all of that, right? So that's what he's saying right here. He's saying when the senses confirm the absence of your wish, right? Because if I'm living in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, I'm looking at my bank, I'm seeing a lot of money, I'm speaking that I'm rich, that I'm wealthy, I'm successful. Okay. When the senses confirm the absence of your wish, all conscious effort to counteract this suggestion is futile and tends to intensify the suggestion. So you reject it and you continue to push it. Even though your mind sees that it's not what it says, you keep pushing it through the feeling. That's what he's saying. He said, because everything is going to try to counteract, right? I used to look at my account and I used to tell myself I was wealthy, and my mind would tell me, but Nano, your account is overdrafted, bro. You know, like I would pray and I would wish for a bigger team, but I would look at my team and my team would be small, right? So this is what I want you guys to understand, is that your mind is going to try to fight and be like, no, 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 you are broke. You are financially that, because that is your old paradigm. That is your old way of thinking. Those are your old limits that are there. But if you are able to convince yourself and counteract it and tell yourself like, no, I am this, I am, and through the feeling, okay, that's what he's saying. Prayer is the art of yielding to the wish and not forcing the wish. Whenever your feeling is in conflict with your wish, feeling will be the victor. That's what he's saying. The feeling will win. So just keep the feeling, regardless of what the consciousness is attempting to do. The feeling will always win. That's what he's saying right here. He said the dominant feeling invariably expresses itself. So whatever is most dominant, if you're going to allow the dominant feeling of you losing and being a failure and not having the money, be the victor, then that's what will be the victor. If you allow the feeling of you are that, and that is your wish, and that, you know, you've already accomplished that, then that itself will be what it is. This is key. And this is what he said: in attempting to fix an attitude of mind which is denied by the senses, effort is fatal. What does he mean by effort is fatal? It's going to take effort. It's going to take you consciously knowing. You know how many times I had to consciously sit there and look at certain things that, you know, were not my reality and feel the complete difference of it? Even when it came down from my business to my relationship to my bank account to so many things, right? I had to consciously program myself to believe otherwise, consciously see my bank account more with more money, consciously see, you know, my business growing more, making more money, more people joining my business. He said effort is fatal. That's not my reality. You know how many times I took that elevator from I live on a 6th floor in New York City when I live with my mom, right? So anytime I go home, and when I was living there, right, I would literally be in the elevator on my way up to the 6th floor, but I would be telling myself, this is not my reality. This is not my reality. This is my penthouse. This is the elevator going up to my penthouse. Wow, when I open the door, I'm going to see an ocean view and I'm going to be living in this beautiful luxury penthouse. Guys, it became a reality. Because even though I was in that elevator, in the small elevator in New York City, Washington Heights, I was able to impress into my mind so many times that, guess what, the expression came true. When I'm telling you guys that I've done this and I've practiced it, remember, it's one thing, right? There's l'art. You learn it, you apply it, you get results, and then you teach it. I've learned this, I've applied this, I've gotten the results, and now I'm teaching it to you guys. And teaching it to you guys is just reminding me that I got to do it more and more and more, because I already live in this. People think I'm lucky. I'm like, no, bro, it's not that I'm lucky, bro. It's that this is what I impress into my mind when no one is looking, when nobody's watching. These are the things that I speak. So you got to think about this stuff, okay? Effort is key, all right? To yield successfully to the wish as an accomplished fact, you must create a passive state, a kind of revere or meditative reflection similar to the feeling which precedes sleep. In such a relaxed state, the mind is turned from the objective world and easily senses the reality of a subjective state. It is a state in which you are conscious and quite able to move and open your eyes, but have no desire to do so. An easy way to create this passive state is to relax in a comfortable chair or on a bed. If on a bed, lie flat on your back with your head on a level with your body. Close the eyes and imagine that you are sleepy. Feel, I am sleepy, so very sleepy. In a little while, a faraway feeling accompanied by a general lassitude and loss of all desire to move envelops you. You feel a pleasant, comfortable rest and not inclined to alter your position. Although under other circumstances you will not be at all comfortable, when this passive state is reached, imagine that you have realized your wish, not how it was realized, but simply the wish fulfilled. Imagine in picture form what you desire to achieve in life. Then feel yourself as having already achieved it. Thoughts produce tiny little speech movements, which may be heard in the passive state of prayer as pronouncements from without. However, this degree of passivity is not essential to the realization of your prayers. So what he's walking us through right now is kind of like a meditation state. He's letting us know, yo, lay down, Put yourself in a good meditative state where you can just focus on that feeling. Allow yourself to feel the feelings. Something that I always do is I start at the top of my head and then I go down and I express the feelings of gratitude, love passing through my body from my forehead to my eyes, to my cheeks, nose, chin, down my neck, okay, down my shoulders, to my arms, through the fingertips, right, down my chest, my back, my abdomen, down my legs, all the way down to my calves, to my toes. And I feel those feelings going up and down and up and down. And dude, you literally feel like if you do that enough and you focus on that feeling enough, you start to vibrate. You almost feel like you're in this incredible state of mind and this incredible feeling that it's almost, you almost want to open your eyes because of how intense it gets. I've gotten to the point where I've opened my eyes because of how intense it has gotten, because of how much in the feeling I was. You know when it's real, when when you're having a good meditation, when you shed tears in meditation because of how real the visualizations are. Because look, your mind thinks in pictures. Why do you think they say get vision boards, go sit in the car, right, that you want? You know, when I was living back in New York, I always used to go down and sit in, I would always go to the Mercedes store, the BMW store, and I would go sit in the cars. And whenever me and my friends were bored, I would always tell them like, yo, let's go dream building in rich neighborhoods. And I would always go to the rich neighborhoods. I remember when I would fly to LA, right? When I was in LA, I would literally just go to Beverly Hills. Obviously, I wasn't living there, but I would just go and drive in the hills just to look at the mansions, like just to visualize and just to put myself in that state of mind. And I would go to Malibu just to drive down, Pacific Coast Highway and look at the mansions on the hills, overlooking the ocean. And it was just, for me, it was just more of just putting myself in those feelings, in those environments, in those things, so I can know what it looks like, so that when I think about a house on a hill, or when I think about a house overlooking the ocean, when I close my eyes, my mind thinks in pictures. The picture of that house is going to come to my mind. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that that house is going to be mine, but what that means is that I'm on that vibration. Okay, I'm on that vibration. I know what it looks like. I know it. I see there, right? And I know that you guys can do this, because if I were to ask you guys to close your eyes and tell me, and tell me, yo, guys, what is the color of your car? Right? Right away, a picture of your car is going to come up in your mind, and you're going to see that the color of your car is red, blue, yellow, white, black, gray, right? So the same way that you're able to get a picture of your mind, if I were to ask you, hey guys, real quick, everybody, as a matter of fact, do this really fast, right? Everybody close your eyes real quick, right? Everybody close your eyes and tell me, think about your refrigerator. Think about your refrigerator. What color is your refrigerator? Can you see it? Yes? Now, in the chat box, tell me, what color did you see? What color was your refrigerator? I remember I could see the refrigerator in my mind. I could see myself opening my refrigerator. Okay? The same way that your mind thinks in pictures is the same way that you can think about your goals in the same aspect. The same way that you can close your eyes and you can think about your refrigerator and you know the color of it, and you can think of times that you opened your refrigerator and you opened it. Like, it's the same way that you can visualize your goals. You can visualize the goals. All right, this is important that you guys understand this. All right, last page here. He said, all that is necessary to create a passive state and feel the wish fulfilled. All you can possibly need or desire is already yours. You need no helper to give it to you. It is yours now. Call your desires into being by imagining and feeling your wish fulfilled. At the end is accepted you become totally indifferent as to possible failure. For acceptance of the end wills the means to that end. When you merge from the moment of prayer, it is as though you were shown the happy and successful end of a play, although you were not shown how that end was achieved. However, having witnessed the end, regardless of any anticlimactic sequence, you remain calm and secure in the knowledge that the end has perfectly been defined. That's important. That last paragraph is very important. Let's go over that one more time. When you emerge from the moment of prayer, it is as though you were shown the happy and successful end of a play, although you were not shown how that end was achieved. Okay. However, having witnessed the end, regardless of any anticlimactic sequence, you remain calm and secure in the knowledge that the end has been perfectly defined. This is so important. Gotta know this. So when you come back from prayer, okay, you have to live in the, all right, you have to live in the reality of the fact that you're still happy and successful regardless of it, of what you see in the moment, right? Because you think about it, you're going to go into prayer, right? Let me give you guys an example from my perspective. I go into prayer and I ask God for, to help me make seven figures, and to put me in that feeling of, and so on and so forth, to give me the guidance in the direction that I need to make seven figures. And I am in the feeling of, I am that multiple seven-figure earner. I'm traveling the world. I'm helping people. I'm impacting people, right? When I come back from that prayer, okay, I need to come back I need to come back from that prayer happy and successful that I was able to see the end. Okay. And even though I wasn't shown how, because remember, they say never worry about the how. Okay. I got to still live in a happy and successful mood that I already know that the end is already done. And this is what he said. He said, however, having witnessed the end, he said, regardless of any anticlimactic, right? What does that mean, anticlimactic, right? Anticlimactic, Natalie put it in the chat box. I already knew, but it says causing disappointment at the end of an exciting or an impressive series of events. Kind of talking about anticlimactic means the challenges that you're going to deal with along the way, right? Regardless of the challenges that you're going to deal with, the obstacles, you got to stay in the feeling. That's what he says. Regardless of any anticlimactic sequence, you remain calm and secure in the knowledge that the end has been perfectly defined. So regardless, why do they always say stay calm during the storm? Stay calm during the storm. You already know it's done. It has already been created. You already did it. If you really sit down and think about it, it's already done. You already did it. The goals, the dreams, the aspirations that you want, they already yours. Right? As a matter of fact, do me a favor, guys. In the chat box, put one thing that you want, that you truly desire in life. What is one thing that you truly want in life? I want to know. It could be a car, it could be a house, it could be your family retired, it could be travel. Type it in the chat box. What is one thing that is already yours? Right? To walk again, it's already yours. The BMW M5, it's already yours. A Grammy, a houseboat, a loft apartment in Tampa, Florida. That's yours, Natalie. Start looking at them. Go visit one for rent. To be an MMX educator, let's start working on that, right? Retire my mother. Start seeing it. Start visualizing it. Start expressing it. Financial freedom. Start seeing yourself in that financial freedom. Experience it. Love it, right? You want a Rolls Royce? Go sit at a Rolls Royce. Go paste it. Put it in. As a matter of fact, if you have a car, print out the Rolls Royce sign and paste it on your paste it on your car right there in the front. Boom, let yourself see it. So every time you're driving, whatever car you're driving, it may be whatever it is, but instead now in your mind, you're driving that Rolls Royce. People want to travel the world. Start thinking of the exact countries you want to travel to. A lot of people want financial freedom here. Okay, see yourself in that feeling of financial freedom. What is it going to feel like when you have all the money? What is it going to feel like? How's your family going to feel? How are you going to feel? Start feeling that every night before you go to sleep and when you wake up. Okay, people want to travel. People want to have their mortgage paid off. See yourself giving your check to for your mortgage already paid in full, that it's already done. See it, how much more is needed. See a check with the exact amount that is needed to pay off that mortgage. You want to visit Thailand, think of what cities in Thailand. I've been to Thailand. I've been to Bangkok and I've been to Phuket. Bangkok is okay. I recommend Phuket. I'm more of an island kind of person. Bangkok is more the city. But Phuket is incredible. Go look up Phuket. Think about it. See yourself in the villa. Start going on Airbnb, looking the villas, looking at the resorts that you want to stay at. Print it out, put it on a vision board. See it. Find out how much it costs to go there. Do that, right? Like, you got to put yourself in those positions. You want to travel the world and give to those who don't have? Let's do that. I'd love to do that. Right? Let's see who we got on here on IG. Right? People want to travel on IG. People want financial freedom. Okay? These are the things that we got to work on from now. These things that you guys are telling me right now. Oops, I can't see the participants on Mornings with Nano on IG. But guys, you guys are here right now. And it looks like a lot of you guys want to travel. Look, if you guys want to travel, I'm the plug for travel. Seriously. That's another thing I want to make sure you guys know. I have access to a travel membership that gives you access to 40 to 60% off the best resorts in the world. So if you ever want to travel and you want to be a part of a travel community, talk to me because I'm the travel plug. Okay, I seriously am. I could get you guys to some really dope places, get you guys really dope discounts, resorts, rental cars, cruises, everything. I could put you guys on. So if you ever need some of that, let me know. Just DM me travel and we can set up a call so I can show you exactly what you need to know on a travel side, because we are going to travel a lot for sure. But guys, everything that you guys just told me that you wanted, it's already yours. Live in the feeling that is yours. Live in the feeling that you already accomplished it, and pray in with the intention to thank God for the things that are already yours. Pray and give thanks to God that you already have that car, that you already have that apartment in Tampa, that you already have that, trip booked to that location that you want to go to, that you already retired your mom and your dad, that you already have that wealthy, happy marriage. Start already living in the feeling of, that's what this book is teaching us right here. All right, fam. So, guys, get the book if you haven't. I still recommend that even if we read it, even if we finish this book tomorrow, I think that this should be a book that you read every chance that you get. I think that we should make it a goal to read this book 3 to 5 times this summer. In reality, we could finish this book in one sitting. It's only 33 pages. You could really read this book every 48 hours. You could read half. You could read this book every 2 days, just to keep yourself in the reminder of the information. You could read this book before you go to bed every night. Just remind yourself of it. Super key, fam. So that wraps up today's call. If you guys got value from chapter 3, put some 333s in the chat boxes. If you guys got value from chapter 3, okay, because chapter 3 was dope. We got a lot of value from it. We understood that prayer is just another mean of just a meditative state that we have to go into with the feeling. Okay, so we've learned the law and its operation. We've learned the power of sleep. We've learned the power of prayer. Tomorrow, we're going to be going over spirit feeling. And then after this is just the application of the information over and over and over again. We can't stop applying this. And the good thing is that in April, we practice, April for awareness, and we read the power of awareness, and it was a great book, and we got a lot of value from that. This is just a second coming to this. So a lot of dope stuff is coming. I want to thank you guys so much for hopping on. If you haven't liked this video, guys, like this video. I would really appreciate it if you guys like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed, and turn on post notifications as well. I really appreciate you guys so much for all the love and all the appreciation that you guys show, and just for being students of the game, right? You guys come on here, you're students, you're buying the books, you're listening to the PDFs, you're really putting yourselves in position, and I'm just extremely grateful. Thank you guys for making that investment in yourself. MMX is being finalized, just little things in the back that need to be finalized, because since there's going to be people joining who are outside of IAM, we need to have a separate setup for them as well. So I want to make sure that everything gets set in place. It was a little kind of like a little hiccup that we had along the road, but it's already basically done. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. Contracts are being signed and everything. So good things are being finalized on that side of things. So I appreciate you guys so much for taking the time to hop on. Like this video, like I said, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications. I'm gonna give us a quick prayer, and then we'll head out, fam. All right, so quick prayer. Everybody bow your heads and let's pray. Father God, thank you so much for blessing us with this beautiful Tuesday morning filled with your grace and your abundance. We are so thankful for the continuous support and information that you continue to provide us with each and every single day. Today, we learned the power of prayer. We learned the power of speaking with you, God, and we understand how important it is for us not only to ask for what we want, but to actually stay in the feeling of what it is that we ask for when we do, God. And that's such a secret right there, and such an important message for us to understand, because so many of us, we ask, but then we forget that we got to stay in the feeling of the wish fulfilled after we ask. And that's the true key to prayer right there. And now that we understand that, I want you to know, God, that we are just so extremely thankful for everything that you're doing for us, for the information that you're putting us in front of, the wisdom that you're providing us with. We are all learning so much. We are growing so much, and everything is becoming more and more clear to us. So the awareness is increasing, and we are just extremely grateful for the development, God. We just ask that you continue to be that leader for us. Please, each and every single day, guide us, protect us, and allow us to continue to grow in this form, because, wow, we are so thankful for the impact that we're making in the thousands of people all around the world. But it's all thanks to you, God. Everything and all the glory all goes back to you. We take no credit for anything that's going on right now. We give all the glory to you, God. So we thank you so much. We appreciate you so much ahead of time for everything that's coming our way. And we appreciate you. We love you. And in your name we pray. Amen. Okay. Amen. All right. So, fam, with that being said, that wraps up today's call. I love you all, and I appreciate you guys all. I hope you guys have a blessed rest of your day. Stay intentional. Remember, stay in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Stay in that. Don't lose that feeling. Okay, regardless of whatever circumstances and, like he said in the book, anticlimactic situations that happen in your life. Okay, stay very calm during everything, and just know that things are going to work out in our favor. They always do. We expect the miracles and we get the miracles. Everything that we want is already done. We already accepted it. We already appreciate it. That's all we speak. And let's continue to run it. All right, fam. So I love y'all. I appreciate you guys. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for another episode. Let's run it, fam.